Now is Indiana Senator. He is a member of the Senate Budget Committee, Mike Braun. Senator, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here. Where are we on this? I know you have a hold on this legislation to ask for a vote on your balanced budget amendment to help stop this debt spending. Where are we in terms of this upcoming deadline?
So I come from the world where you couldn't get by with doing your budget for the last fiscal year 6 months after you're past it. So, Maria, this place has got so dysfunctional. I'm on the Budget Committee. Imagine Bernie Sanders, the chair of the Budget Committee. I don't know that he's ever done one, but we will, through this process of kicking the can down the road, probably have that procedural vote. If we keep doing that, I'm going to demand, if we're going to have that vote, to maybe put some people on record. Do we want to have a balanced budget? Do you want to endorse the insanity of how the biggest business in the world is run, kind of by the seat of its pants? So it will happen. It's happened every year since I've been here. You delay it further and further every year. It's about now $5 trillion, and they are real good at making things mandatory spending. About 65% of our budgets, Medicare, Medicaid, other things they declare mandatory. You know what that means? It isn't even subject to budget analysis. It just automatically perpetuates. I'm just giving you a few of the ways that this place runs, and literally by the seat of its pants. The American public needs to say enough is enough, demand a balanced budget amendment.
Well, you're talking about right now $30 trillion in debt. And yet, President Biden yesterday tweeted something out about the Build Back Better agenda. He said, let's do this. He still wants his Build Back Better agenda through, despite the fact that we've got evidence of that's last massive spending package, the COVID relief package, $1.9 trillion, stoked inflation. Now we're talking about inflation at a 40-year high. What is it that your colleagues on the left do not see, or President Biden doesn't understand about budget management if he still wants to get through more spending in the face of $30 trillion in debt?
Put it in perspective, too. A little over 3 years ago when I got here, $18 trillion in debt. That was approaching the World War II highs when we were savers, investors. We paid all that off, built the interstate highway system. Maria, the other thing is, I call it the unholy alliance here. Dems believe in spending. The federal government is their growth business. They don't care about borrowing from our kids and grandkids. My concern is on our side of the aisle. We've been part and parcel of it. We complain against it, but we generally give them a lot of what they want. I call it the unholy alliance of rolling over for what you want to give the other side what they want. And that complicit involvement up to the Biden years. Now it's on steroids there, and that's why we've gone from 18 to 30. Some of that was from the Trump administration, but in general, they do not care. Shame on us. We always talk about it. We've been involved. When are we going to say enough is enough? I hope the rest of my party has had the epiphany.
Well, it's a good point that you make. Let me switch gears, ask you about the vaccine mandates, because you led the charge against the president's mandates, renewing efforts to defund this enforcement. We knew that it was unconstitutional from day one, but you've joined 5 other GOP senators in this effort. Where are we, and what would this amendment do?
So it would simply say you're going to defund anything across government that has to do with vaccine mandates. Thank goodness the Supreme Court weighed in based upon the Congressional Review Act that I worked on to not put that abomination on employers down to 100 employees. Here, it would just say, get rid of them. They're unconstitutional. They infringe upon our liberties. And by the way, Maria, even the experts that have been all over the board are saying it's here to stay. It's endemic. We're going to have to live with it. The one that caught me, I think it was out in a grade school in Vegas. You probably saw it, where the teacher said, no more masks when it came to the mask mandate. Those kids cheered.
Yeah.
Same thing, I think, is a metaphor for vaccine mandates. It's government gone wild. Take that back to the lowest levels of government and the individuals to make those decisions.
Yeah, I mean, you've even got the CEO of Moderna right now saying that we're in the final stages of this pandemic. I mean, this is the CEO of Moderna
yes.
that is planning on making billions on vaccines. Real quick, Senator, before you go, you're on the Agricultural Committee, and I want to get your take on China. We're going to be speaking with Senator Marco Rubio shortly on China, but I'm being told that China is buying up American land, wanting to buy up agriculture in America, and that puts them dangerously in the middle of the U.S.'s food supply. Is this something you're watching?
Yes, I am, and it goes back as far as state legislatures starting to worry about it. The state senator, Mark Messmer, from where I live, has got a bill out there that I think is going to make it through our Indiana State House to prevent that. Hopefully states do that across the board. Sadly, many here, Maria, especially on the other side of the aisle, cut slack to stuff like that. They're out to run the world someday. They can't be owning our agricultural land, our key assets here in this country with their bad behavior in general.
Yeah. What just happened with COVID-19 makes this issue, so important to watch, and we certainly will be watching it. China's input in the U.S. food supply. Senator, thank you, sir. We'll be watching all of your efforts. Mike Braun joining us this morning in D.C. We'll see you soon, sir. Thank you.